Some lives leave behind stories that inspire, others, legacies that shape history. Today, we remember those who share their talent, their passion, and their spirit with the world. From the bright lights of Hollywood to the court, the stage, and beyond, each journey was unique, yet each departure leaves an emptiness that words can't quite fill. If you appreciate these tributes and want to remember more remarkable figures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us here at Final Moments. Number 1. Michelle Trachtenberg. We lost a bright light in Hollywood far too soon. Michelle Trachtenberg, a beloved actress who graced our screens from childhood, has passed away on February 26, 2025 at the age of 39 in New York City. Born on October 11, 1985 in New York City, Michelle grew up with a passion for performance that would shape her future. While her time with us was cut short, the legacy she leaves behind is one of talent, passion, and a deep love for storytelling. Michelle's journey in entertainment began at the tender age of 3, appearing in commercials before landing roles that made her a household name. Many of us first met her as Nona in The Adventures of Pete and Pete, or as Harriet in Harriet the Spy, a film that inspired a generation of curious young minds. She had an knack for bringing intelligence and charm to every character she played, captivating audiences with her wit and warmth. For many, she will always be Dawn Summers, the younger sister of Buffy, a character who started as a mystery and grew into a fierce, independent young woman. Michelle's portrayal of Dawn resonated with fans who saw their own struggles, triumphs, and heartbreaks reflected in her journey. And then, of course, there was Georgina Sparks, the ultimate wild card of Gossip Girl. Whether you loved her or loved to hate her, Michelle made every scene electric. Her ability to steal the show with just a smirk proved her incredible range as an actress. But beyond the roles, Michelle was a kind and fiercely intelligent person. She was deeply passionate about her craft, bringing not only her talent, but her heart to every project. Friends and co-stars have shared how she was fiercely loyal, incredibly funny, and always gave 200%, whether in front of the camera or in the lives of those she cared about. Michelle's passing is a heartbreaking loss, and while the world will miss her presence, her performances will continue to inspire. She gave us stories, characters, and moments that will live on forever in our hearts. Let's honor her by remembering the joy she brought into our lives and holding on to the magic she created on screen. Number 2. Jim Hatfield. Jim Hatfield wasn't just a basketball coach, he was a mentor, a leader, and above all, a man who believed in second chances both for himself and for the teams he led. Today, we remember his journey, his legacy, and the impact he left on the game he loved. Born on December 28, 1943, Jim Hatfield's love for basketball began at East Tennessee State, where he played before stepping into coaching. His first big break came in 1972 as an assistant coach at Kentucky under the legendary Joe B. Hall. Just 3 years later, he took on an incredible challenge, rebuilding a basketball program that had been left in ruins. In 1975, Hatfield became head coach of Southwestern Louisiana, now the University of Louisiana at Lafayette, after the school's program had been suspended for 2 years due to NCAA violations. He started with just 6 players and a few walk-ons, but within 2 seasons, he led them to a 21-8 record and a Southland Conference championship. As he later recalled, it was an exciting time for basketball in the state, and for Hatfield, it was the start of a coaching career filled with both triumphs and struggles. Hatfield's next move took him to Mississippi State, where he led the Bulldogs for 3 seasons. His first year showed promise, a 19-9 record and a third-place SEC finish, but success proved harder to sustain. He later coached at Hart and Simmons, facing yet another uphill battle. In 1983, Hatfield returned to Kentucky, once again serving under Joe B. Hall. He was part of the coaching staff that led the Wildcats to a 29-5 season, an SEC championship, and a Final Four appearance in 1984. It was a moment of redemption, a reminder of why he had devoted his life to the sport. After leaving Kentucky, Hatfield found a new passion, helping develop basketball at the University of the Virgin Islands. He described it as a rejuvenating experience, one that gave him the same energy he had when he was 22 years old. Jim Hatfield passed away on February 26, 2025 at the age of 81. His record may not have been the most decorated, but his impact was undeniable. Number 3, Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa. Some names in Hollywood transcend the silver screen. They become legends etched not only in the history of cinema, but in our hearts. Gene Hackman was one of those names. Today, we remember him and his beloved wife Betsy Arakawa as we say goodbye to two souls who shared a lifetime together. In heartbreaking news, Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa were found deceased in their home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Authorities have confirmed that there's no indication of foul play, though the investigation remains ongoing. Gene Hackman's career spanned more than 6 decades, bringing us some of the most unforgettable performances in film history. From his Oscar-winning roles in The French Connection and Unforgiven to the villainous Lex Luthor in Superman, Hackman was a master of his craft. He had a rare ability to be both larger than life and yet deeply relatable. In his own words, Hackman once said, "I was trained to be an actor, not a star. I was trained to play roles, and play them he did. Over 100 to be exact, each one a testament to his incredible talent." But beyond the characters he portrayed, Hackman was a man of depth, kindness, and humility. He was a loving husband, a father, and a man who chose a quiet life over the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. His love story with Betsy Arakawa was one of devotion and companionship. They found each other in life, and together they built a peaceful existence away from the limelight that couldn't do them apart even in their death. As news of his passing spreads, tributes have poured in from all corners of Hollywood and beyond. Francis Ford Coppola called him a great artist, inspiring and magnificent in his work and complexity. George Takei honored him as one of the true giants of the screen. Number 4, Dave Frankel. Some people leave a mark not just on their profession, but on the hearts of everyone that they meet. Dave Frankel was one of those people. A beloved broadcaster, a dedicated attorney, a devoted family man. His life was one of passion, purpose, and kindness. Today, we take a moment to honor the legacy of a man who brightened our mornings and fought for those who needed him most. Born in Monmouth County, New Jersey, Dave Frankel's journey began with dreams of becoming a lawyer. But as fate would have it, a college internship at a Vermont TV station sparked a love for broadcasting that would lead him to an incredible career in journalism. After graduating from Dartmouth College, Dave joined WPI-TV 6ABC in 1984 as an investigative reporter. He covered everything from environmental hazards to crime, always driven by a sense of duty to the truth. But it was in 1989 that his career took an unexpected turn. When a colleague was injured, Dave filled in as the weatherman, unknowingly launching a beloved TV career. His warmth and humor made him a Philadelphia favorite, earning Best Weather Person in 1990 and 1991. Co-hosting with Monica Malpass and Rick Williams, he helped create the nation's top local morning show. In 2003, at 46, he left broadcasting to pursue law, graduating cum laude from Villanova. As co-founder of Frankel and Kirschenbaum, he fought for children with special needs. Beyond the courtroom, Dave supported Alex's lemonade stand, raised funds for pediatric cancer, and remained a dedicated community advocate. Above all else, Dave Frankel was a family man. He was a loving husband to Marjorie and a proud father to Bailey, Scott, and Charlie. His life was rich with love, laughter, and a relentless pursuit of justice and kindness. On February 26, 2025, after a long battle with primary progressive aphasia, Dave Frankel passed away at the age of 67. Number 5. Jamie Muir. Today, we remember a true visionary, Jamie Muir, a percussionist, artist, and free spirit who pushed the boundaries of music and performance. Known for his work with King Crimson, his bold improvisational style, and his later journey into a life of reflection and painting, Jamie was a rare and unique soul. He passed away at the age of 79, leaving behind a legacy that defies convention and inspires creativity. Jamie Muir was born in Edinburgh, Scotland on July 4th, 1945. His early years were shaped by a love of both visual and sonic art. He studied painting at the Edinburgh College of Art, but was soon drawn into the world of music, first experimenting with the trombone before finding his true calling in percussion. From the start, Jamie was more than just a drummer. He was a sonic explorer, embracing improvisation and unpredictable sound. With free jazz and experimental groups, he used everything from scrap metal to bird whistles to create unclassifiable soundscapes. Then came Robert Fripp's call. In 1972, Jamie joined King Crimson not just as a musician, but as a catalyst. His anarchic energy and fearless improvisation reshaped the band, helping create Lark's Tongues in Aspic, a landmark in progressive rock. But suddenly, just as he arrived, Jamie Muir was gone. Before a major tour, he left King Crimson. After years of retreat, Jamie resurfaced in the 1980s, working briefly on music with experimental artists like Derek Bailey and Evan Parker. But his heart had shifted towards painting, where he found a quiet yet powerful means of expression. Living in Cornwall, he spent his later years creating art away from the public eye, uninterested in fame or recognition. Number 6. Jean Campeau. Jean Campeau wasn't a man who sought the spotlight, yet his contributions shaped Quebec's financial landscape, its political direction, and its vision for the future. Today, we honor the life of a man who quietly but powerfully influenced a generation. Born in Montreal in 1931, Campeau's path was one of intellect, strategy, and service. A businessman first, an economist by passion, and later a reluctant but dedicated politician, he never shied away from the weight of responsibility. He built his career in finance, rising through the ranks to become president and CEO of the Caisse des Dépôts et Placements du Québec. His leadership transformed the institution, shifting its role from merely lending to actively investing in Quebec businesses. Under his guidance, the Caisse became a powerhouse, helping shape industries, build infrastructure, and secure Quebec's financial future. But his journey didn't stop at just finance. The 1990s called him into a new role, navigating Quebec's political future. As co-chair of the Boulanger-Campeau Commission, he sought to define the province's constitutional status after the collapse of the Meech Lake Accord. His work laid the foundation for the 1995 referendum, a pivotal movement in Quebec's history. In 1994, he took another reluctant but decisive step, becoming Quebec's Minister of Finance under Premier Jacques Parizeau. He faced challenges with unwavering pragmatism, shaping fiscal policies that left a lasting imprint. Upon his passing at the age of 93, tributes poured in. Leaders from across the political spectrum recognized his strategic vision and his dedication to Quebec. A man who never sought recognition, yet earned the respect of a province.